Hello and welcome. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm gonna try and see if in post I can take away the fan sound, but it is too hot to not have it on. So we'll just see what happens. So today I am going to be going through so I'd like to get through these in September, but I feel like that's unrealistic. So we're just gonna say fall, autumn vibes, both books and movies, TV shows, just because I like to watch and consume a lot of media, and I can't simply just do books. So we'll start off with books, and then if that's your vibe, sick, cool, you can head out afterwards. And then I have my shows and my movies that I'm going to tell you all about, that I'm hoping to get through this fall season. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really excited for fall. I have some fall clothes on. It's hot still. It's like 80 degrees, I think. But I think this is really just me like manifesting that I want it to be fall sooner. I've never really been much of a fall girly. It's always been winter or summer, as you can tell by my room. Very, very green. But yeah, no, I'm really excited because so we just moved to like a small town, and I'm excited to see all the fall stuff that's gonna happen. So this is me manifesting that it comes sooner. Sorry, my bed's really messing with me.
Ow! Jump scare.
My face, you're welcome. Okay, so we're gonna start with my library books that I want to get through, and then we'll go to my physical TBR that I need to get through. Should I start with what I'm most excited for or not? I'll leave that to the end. So the first book is called Anatomy. I don't know if you can really see that with the sunlight coming in. It's called Anatomy, a Love Story. And this one basically follows a surgeon, or like a surgeon student. She gets kicked out of the program because guess what? She's a woman! Oh no! And then she eventually makes a deal with like the professor and is like, hey, if I can pass this test, will you let me be a surgeon? And he's like, yeah, sure, but with what corpses? And then she meets a man who works at a cemetery, and so he can get her the corpses, and they fall in love. And there's also like people just kind of lurking in the cemetery, as you do. And they're stealing his friends. What friends? I don't know. The synopsis made it sound like they were stealing the dead bodies, and the dead bodies were his friends. I don't know if that's it. It might be like real living people. But that's what I got. So, the book that I'm going to read next, probably, because I just finished my last book. The book that I'm probably going to start next is The Devil's Only Friend. Can you see that? There you go. Does this tell you where I live? Don't look at that. I will blur that out. Yeah. So you can't tell where I live. This one is basically... Let me just remember really quickly. Got it. He's a demon hunter. Because they all went in and they killed everybody he knew. His friends, his family, his neighbors, the girl he loves. Dead. So now he goes in and he hunts these demons, these monsters. And so he's working with the FBI trying to figure that out. And then guess what? The monsters are paying attention. They noticed that he's killing them. Like, who wouldn't notice? Anyways, so they noticed. And now there's like this cat and mouse game that's kind of going on. But there's also like a cannibal that goes by the name of the Hunter? Yeah, the Hunter. There's a cannibal that they're trying to catch. That the main character's trying to catch, and the FBI, I think. And then also his best friend is about to get sent to the mental hospital ward? I don't know. I was reading this, so I picked it up because I'm trying to go for like fall vibes. And this is fall vibes to me. It's just murder and death. I don't know if you can tell, but I've been watching a lot of Ashby, and so I fear I picked up some of the mannerisms. I'm sorry. I'm not. This is what you signed up for. But yeah, no. So I picked this up, and I read the synopsis, and I was getting Hannibal vibes. And if you know, I love Hannibal. I just watched it for the first time over the summer, and I'm obsessed. And that's actually what got me into a fall vibe. So, you're welcome. Thank you, Hannibal. The show, not. We all know what I meant. But yeah, no, so I'm really excited for this one because it's really giving Hannibal vibes, and I'm really excited. The next one, I fear. Okay, So I just watched Interview with the Vampire for the very first time. I watched the first 2 seasons, binged it. It was so good. I'm obsessed. And I fear it just put me into my vampire arc, my era. Because I was never really like one for Twilight. And I'm gonna be so for real. It is my greatest pride and joy. Not that I have a degree, not that I have a job. No. It is my greatest pride and joy in life. Is that I've never watched or read Twilight. And I don't know that I ever will. Cut to the future in a year when I've already watched it and I'm obsessed. Crazy. But, you know, so I've never watched or read Twilight. I was never really into like that Twilight or the vampire stuff. But I fear I am now. Yeah. This one is about, it's called Immortal Dark. It's called Immortal Dark. And it's about like vampire sisters, I think, and they're dying. That's what I got from the synopsis. I'm gonna be so honest. They had this display up at my library where it's like a don't judge a book by its cover. Judge it by the sprayed edges. And I did! So I picked it up. It says no soul can enter without an invitation. And it has really cool sprayed edges. So I picked it up because of that, and I read vampires, so I was like, why not? Why not? So yeah, I picked this one up. And then the last book that I picked out from the library, drumroll please. Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, I had to get it. I watched the show, and I'm obsessed. And I need more. The next season comes out next year. I should have waited. I really should have. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew I was gonna be obsessed. And yet, like an idiot, I started the next season. I watched it. I binged it in less than a week. Which is like really easy. But still, it was really good. So I'm really excited for this. In case you don't know, Interview with Vampire is about vampires. What a ghost. And we're following this main character called Louis, and he's like explaining or sharing his past of like how he became a vampire and all the stuff that happened after that. And so we get the perspective of him with the journalist who's interviewing him, and then we get to go back and actually watch what was happening. And it's so good. I love it so much. And I can't shut up about it. Ask my family. But anyway, so those were my 4 library books that I got. And now for my physical TBR that I actually really need to get through. Keep in mind, this is the first time that I've actually like really wanted to get into fall, autumn, spooky vibes. At least since I was a kid. And so I don't have much to go off of. But this was the best that I had on my physical TBR. So this is what we're going with. So the first one, new release. I've never read anything by this author, which is really surprising. Never read anything by this author, but I'm so excited for this book. And it's giving like really great dark academia, toxicity, obsession, those vibes. And I love those vibes. So, Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Am I saying that wrong? Probably. Am I gonna fix it? No! If I'm saying it wrong, I'm not. It's Catabasis. In fact, saying it correct. Yeah. Also, look at these sprayed edges. I try not to get too many sprayed edges just because I only want to do it for like books that I'm really, really obsessed with. But this just released. This is the only version that they have. And I think it's worth it. It follows 2 college students who are like top of their class, obsessed with their professor, like trying to be the best and trying to be his favorite. He dies and then gets sent down to hell, and then these 2 students who hate each other have to work together to go get him, and they probably fall in love. So yeah, I'm really excited for this book. I feel like it's gonna be really, really, I feel like it's gonna be too smart for me, but that's okay, because I like feeling stupid sometimes. I like choosing to feel stupid sometimes, actually, because I feel stupid a lot of times, and I'm not choosing that for myself. But if I get to choose to be stupid, that's different. That's a different thing, okay? Next book is one that I know a lot of people have read. It's a lot of like dark academia, and people are like every year for autumn or whatever that they'll go back and they'll reread this. And it's by one of my favorite authors. I've read a couple of her books and I really, really liked them. And this book is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. The thing I really know about this book is that every decade or so, 6 magicians are chosen to be students. And that's really all I know about this. I have really high hopes because I really enjoy Olivia Blake's writing. And I only have the first book in the series, so I guess I gotta go to the bookstore if it's really good. And I will not be upset. The next book is another book by an author that I really like. It just came out, it's really new. And it's like about a family? Okay, so it's about a family. So the dad dies and they have there's three kids who are like magically gifted, and they're fighting over the will, like the money that they get. That's really all I know about this book, but I'm really excited because I really love the author. It's Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. It's the same author. So I'm really excited for this one. This just came out, and I've seen like some art for this book, and it looks really cool, so I'm really excited about this one. Then finally, of the books, this is a book that I just bought. I've never read anything from this author, and it's called The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I can read. I'm a reader. That's what this whole channel is about. I can read. It's backwards though in my screen, so lay off me. This is following like, look at the pages, they're so cool. But it follows a guy named Brother Diaz, and he's basically going to this other like church, I think. It's in another place, and he's basically he goes to, let me see if the actual word's in here, because I don't want to be. Does not tell me. But he goes in and he's sent to basically this church of really horrible people, like murderers and other stuff. And so he has to go and try and help them to like pass on or be pure or whatever it is. And luckily the devil's on his side. So it sounds really, really cool. And I'm definitely, this feels like Interview with the Vampire to me. Like just the vibes in terms of story and everything. No, not even close. But in terms of vibes, I think this might be it. And I'm so excited. I cannot wait. And then I do love it when books have, what's it called? The frayed edges or whatever. I don't know. But I'm really excited for that book. So those were all of the books that I wanted to get through during this kind of fall, October, like September, October time frame. I don't know how much, I only have it as 8. I am just now getting out of a book slump, and so normally I would be able to read a lot more, but I'm planning to start college next month, and so I don't know how that's going to be with college and work and how much brain power I'm going to have. So I'm also going to include some shows and movies that I really want to get to. Some of them I've already watched and I really enjoyed, and I just like the vibes, I want to rewatch it. And then others I haven't watched at all, but I feel like they would be pretty good for what I'm going for. First of all, I'm going to do Peaceful Property and Midnight Museum. I think that those are really fun ones. They're both from GMMTV. They're Thai shows, and they just have great spooky vibes. Midnight Museum is a lot more serious. We get some more of the darker stuff. And then Peaceful Property is more like, it's fun, they're chasing after ghosts. There's some really, really good emotional moments in there that I think really help balance out the comedy. But it is listed like a bunch of liars. It's listed as a comedy series, and there is really good comedy in it. But I've been crying since the first episode! I'm so normal about this show, guys. Yeah, so I definitely want to try out those two. Probably going to rewatch them with my family just because I really, really like them and they really like them too. So, yeah. The next show that I want to get to, I only have 3 shows listed on here because I don't know how willing I am to commit because I have commitment issues, guys. The next show that I want to get to is Killing Eve. I've heard from a lot of people and like just stuff on TikTok that if you liked Hannibal and that kind of dynamic, then you're really, really going to love Killing Eve. So I definitely want to give that a try. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it because I'm currently watching Sandman, and so we'll see. I will definitely, if I like it, I will definitely be I will be reviewing it for you guys and seeing how close it is to Hannibal and Interview with the Vampire, but mainly Hannibal. The rest of the stuff that I have on this list is movies. So some of them, again, I have watched, some of them I haven't. We're gonna see. So for the movies that I want to rewatch this year, it's going to be Fantastic Mr. Fox, Coraline, Edward Scissorhands, The Corpse Bride. Those are just some really fun ones that I like to rewatch every year. I think that they have really fun, spooky fall vibes. And then I do like to go back and rewatch some of the classics, in my opinion. Just stuff that I watched growing up, just really good for like really good nostalgia. So it was the Garfield Halloween special and then the Peanuts Halloween special. I love those pieces. They're so much fun. The two movies that I haven't watched but I really want to give out a try are Dead Poets Society and the rest of Fear Street. I watched the first one, which is the one in the 80s, I think. It's the one with Maya Hawke in the beginning. But I want to watch the rest of that. I do want to see Black Phone too. That is coming out soon, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I'm interested to see how those movies are. I'm not like a huge horror fan, but I'm kind of getting into it. And the first one was enjoyable. I was watching it during an all-nighter, just so I could have something to watch until the sun came up, because I was struggling. But yeah, so those are all of the movies, books, TV shows that I want to get through. Not get through. That I want to get to during the September, October, potentially November timeframe, just fall vibes. Thank you for watching. Let me know if there are any movies, books, shows that I should add to my list that kind of matches any of these vibes, or anything really out there. And then if you liked any of these books or movies and you think that I should prioritize them more, please let me know, because I'm always willing to take suggestions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.